Hello. The topic for today's presentation is environmental challenges, sustainability of resources for development. Now, I will start with the environmental challenges that are currently posing a concern to the natural resources. I will start with some important dates for the environment. 1970, uh, for the first time, Earth Day was celebrated. In 1971, Canadian government establishes Department of the Environment, and Greenpeace is founded in BC. In 1972, UN Conference on the Human Development was conducted. In 1974, Agricultural Land Reserve was established. In 1987, UN Report on Common Future urges developed world to limit uses of resources and work towards sustainable lifestyle. Montreal Protocol was also made, which is an agreement to limit the chlorofluorocarbons. In 1988, UN creates first intergovernmental panel on climate change. Then, in 1992, Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro was held, and it calls for sustainable world economy. Then, in 1997, Kyoto Protocol, many nations sign agreement to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions by 2012, and USA refuses to sign, but Canada signs. In 2000, Environmental Protection Act comes into force in Canada. In 2008, British Columbia introduces carbon tax on energy. In 2009, climate change conference in Copenhagen, Denmark was conducted. China and India feel that greenhouse gas problem was created by developed world and will not reduce their development in 2009. Now today, Canada has the highest growth rate of greenhouse gas emissions of G8 nations, coincides with expansion of tar sands and reduction in government funding for alternative energy. Now coming to this slide, today the earth is changing. The first point is the speed of environmental changes has increased dramatically over the past 20 years. We have seen an increase in the fire risk in the boreal forest, an increase in drought, flooding, and severe storms. Tropical disease have increased manifold, and a huge increase in skin cancer has been seen. The natural environment has given way to human use as we overpopulate the planet. Now, basically, this picture is showing how much percentage of the polar ice cap has melted away and the ice boundary in the Arctic Sea. Now we are going to talk about Canada's Arctic. The sea ice is shrinking, which is leading to the potential extinction of polar bears, and low ice flow prevents them from hunting the seals. Arctic communities have sinking shorelines, and other nations are going after previously inaccessible resources. And increased shipping in the Northwest Passage is also being done. Now we talk about growth and sustainability, feeding the population. 70% of water is used in agriculture. Deforestation. Deforestation, in this, basically, the reason of worsening environmental resources is also deforestation because the land is cleared for farmland and cities are expanding on previous farmland, and the wood is also being cut for energy source. And then comes the problem of genetically modified food if it is not made sustainably. Then landfills are overflowing, pollution is sinking into the groundwater. Then I come toward the water basics. People require 1.8 liter of water every day. Then looking at the states of the world's water, 2.5% of the world's water in fresh. Of that, 70% is in ice caps and glaciers, 0.3% is in lakes and rivers, and the rest is in groundwater. Drainage basins. Drainage basins or watersheds are areas that when water falls on the ground, it will move into the same river system. Water table. Water table is the level at which a person must dig down to reach the water. Pumping wells take groundwater and cause the water table to lower and the well to dry up. Now, pumping wells can draw down the water table as this picture is showing. Aquifers. Aquifers are areas of porous material that are capable of supplying large amounts of groundwater, normally has flowing water under some pressure. Springs and artesian wells are created if there is enough pressure behind the aquifer to push. Now, this picture is showing unconfined aquifer, confined aquifer, and water table well. Water use today in industry, slowly being reduced due to the new technology. New technology in agriculture, by far the largest user of water for irrigation. In domestic use, water use continues to rise, and it puts huge strain on water supply in areas that are heavily populated. Now, there is a need to conserve our water. Domestic conservation will reduce the load on water in populated areas with new low flow fixtures, nighttime watering of plants, and common respect for water. Raise the cost of water will reduce the waste of companies and businesses, and we can also save and reuse water wherever possible. In When we talk about canals, we can line and cap the canals to reduce the seepage and evaporation, as shown in this picture. Now, talking about dams, although they have huge environmental problems like loss of habitat, pollution, decaying material, and contamination of material in the ground, destruction of fish hatching areas, but they do increase recreational opportunities and limit flooding. Now, we can also build desalination plants. Its current cost is 10 times that of traditional water supply, so it is not very practical for most areas. And water used by different nations. Degradation of water quality due to biological, chemical, and physical contaminants. There are different types of pollution, types of H2O pollution. For example, sewer and dead waste is oxygen demanding waste. It will deplete the oxygen dissolved in the water and will be bad for the marine life. Then pathogenic organisms, disease causing microorganisms, fecal coliform bacteria, and nutrients such as phosphorus and nitrogen cause algae to grow and cause eutrophication and algal blooms in the water, as seen in this picture. Now, there are also other problems such as oil spill. Exxon Valdez is an example. Toxic substances such as heavy metal, hazardous chemicals can be spilled in the water if not properly, transported. As shown in this picture, that oil has been spilled in this water body. Then sediment. If siltation occurs in water bodies, it will reduce the quality of water. Thermal pollution is another form of pollution, and it will definitely affect the marine life badly. Then comes point and non-point sources. Treatment of pollution. We can make buffer zones around rivers, lakes, and watersheds, sewage treatment facilities for sewage and city runoff, government regulations on shipping and manufacturing, and we can educate the public for waste disposal and product use. So, this was all about the environmental pollution. I will be coming back with another topic very soon.